Mimoun, thank you so much for joining us here today. Can you just take a moment to introduce yourself for our audience?
Yeah, so Mimoun Ayoub, I'm Senior VP and Head of Global Sales and Key Account Management at CORDENPHARMA, and I'm based in Basel, Switzerland.
CORDENPHARMA has been known to work in the peptide space. Can you just talk a little bit about your personal work in that area?
Yeah, so we have at our site in Colorado and other sites in Europe, we have a couple of decades in experience in peptide manufacturing, development and manufacturing. And we are expanding substantially. As you know, there is this high demand in GLP-1 agonists on the market, and this is actually what is driving the peptide market today, the peptide market growth. And CORDENPHARMA follows the growth, obviously. And as you can remember, also during the COVID pandemic, it was the lipid. So yesterday was the lipid, today it's peptide. So CORDENPHARMA follows, the growth and where the patients need us most. Yeah. So, and as you know, maybe just elaborating a little bit on the peptides, the GLP-1 especially, because this is where we are becoming extremely known in the market. We have been expanding really substantially, and as you know, these GLP-1 are long peptide sequences and very complex, peptides, molecules, require a lot of process engineering, and in this case, process engineering is even more important than process chemistry itself. It's a combination of both expertises that makes somehow CORDENPHARMA unique on this market. We have all of the streamlined supply chain with regard to solvent supply, waste treatment, raw material supply for such large peptide manufacturing. We're talking about metric tons. So we have done it all. But I would like also to stress the point that CORDENPHARMA has not expanded only its large-scale capacity in the peptide manufacturing, but also we have invested substantially in the small and medium scale, both at Colorado and Frankfurt. So it's very important that we don't have the image of just the large-scale peptide manufacturer. So we do really everything from in GMP from grams to metric tons, literally metric tons.
So how do you manage to account for peptide capacity?
Yeah, so I think, look, it is important to mention that the peptide manufacturing requires very specific capacity, very specific equipment. This is not competing with our other platforms. I think that's a very important message I would like to give to our customers. So both upstream processing as well as downstream processing with purification isolation, peptide capacity is completely different from the other type of capacities we use for small molecules, highly potent lipids, carbohydrate, etc. So this is really important to highlight. Yes, so there is no competition between the capacity in peptides and the other platforms. So we can completely grow both, and CORDENPHARMA has more than ever the bandwidth to grow all of its 6 technology platforms.
Let's talk about some of the other applications you're working with, because we touched a lot on the peptides of everything, but I'm curious what other things you're working with.
Yeah, so obviously it's a clear message from our CEO and our shareholders that we continue to be committed to grow other platforms. We are a company with 6 pillars, actually 6 technology platforms. I can mention those again. We talked about the peptide, small molecules, injectables, oligonucleotide, lipids, and highly potent. So it's very, very important for all of us at CORDENPHARMA to continue growing those platforms. And through our commitment, we are actually, expanding our capacity also in those other platforms. I can mention a few examples. Expansion not only in terms of capacity, but also investing in new technologies. And I can mention a few of those. Superfluid chromatography is one of them. Flow chemistry to support our small molecule platform. Hot melt extrusion at our solid dose manufacturing plant in Plankstadt. And then lipid nanoparticle formulation. The delivery of large molecules such as mRNA or plasmid DNA is a very, very important area to be in. And CORDENPHARMA has just completed an investment. And as we speak, our plant is being qualified in Italy, at our injectable site in Italy, to manufacture vaccines, mRNA-based vaccines. So this is really showing somehow our commitment also to continue the growth in other platforms.
Give me one big trend that you're seeing in the broader biopharma space.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Maybe you are aware we have the TIDES conference coming up next week, and this is really a very good opportunity to talk about the large molecules such as mRNA, as mentioned, the DNA, or any type of gene therapy or gene editing-based therapy. And the advances in drug delivery of large molecules has opened the door to those molecules to be investigated in not only infectious diseases, as we have seen during the pandemic, but also for rare diseases, genetic diseases, but also immuno-oncology, right? And just about like a few weeks ago, we have seen another CAR T-cell therapy approved by the FDA. I believe this is like the number 6 CAR T-cell therapy globally. And this one, last one, I believe, was for CLL, so chronic lymphocytic leukemia. So it's another cancer, blood cancer therapy. I think, we will see a lot of, I would say, a mix of large molecules or biomolecules addressing the same indication than what we have seen as of today with small molecules, peptides, oligonucleotides, and other type of molecules. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Thank you.